became a part-time dominatrix not because I wanted to lord over people's deepest psychological, sexual nature, but because I really hate to clean my bathroom. And, you know, anybody but me, Mr. Clean in a dress, just get in there and clean it up, you freak. But there's a little bit of a crossover between being a mother and being doing some role-playing. I was in a pet store the other day with my son, and I was going past the collars and the leashes, and I thought, oh, that one would look really great on that guy from Malden. So I put it in our basket, and my son's like, oh, Mommy, are we getting a dog? I'm like, sort of. I'm really a lawyer, but you don't need to know about that. I'm also fairly sketchy. I wound up taking my son to a strip club when he was nursing. I'm not sure how this happened, but the look on his face, it was like open bar forever. You know, and then I had to whisper in his little ear, take a look now because you won't see this again until you're 16. Face got all sad. I think one of the main differences between men and women is that, you know, when I'm asked to go to a party, they're like, oh, can you bake something? Can you bring some brownies or cake? You know, like I have an oven down there. I can just pop out like 6 banana muffins and that's my RSVP. I think men should have to bring something like martial arts equipment or an air compressor, something that states their gender. I think also, it's amazing to me that anyone manages to hook up. You know, I think about fairy tales, like the next day if you could turn one more page, you know, Cinderella and the prince are in the castle and the cleaning supplies, and she's like, oh my God, you use lemon pledge, you're such a freak. You know, the Little Mermaid just wants to do it in the tub all the time. You know, or I think about like Snow White, you know, like did the prince really think she was a virgin? I mean, dwarf sex counts, it totally counts. You've seen the videos, they get crazy. You know, or like Sleeping Beauty, that would be me as your ex-girlfriend. You're like, are you gonna get out of bed or what? You know, it's 3. Never. Or Goldilocks, like what do we take away from that story exactly? My moral on that one is bears are victims too. You know, this woman comes blasting into their house, breaks their furniture, eats all their food, crashes on their bed. It's like a visit from Courtney Love. I don't know why anybody would want that to happen to them. Honestly, watch out kids, she's out there. What if you could laugh your ass off? I mean, what if it could actually be something that could really work for you? That would be great. It would be a great diet to sweeten the country. Speaking of which, one people I don't have any sympathy for is fat people in bondage. Have you ever seen 8 muffin tops? It's disgusting, honestly. I had this one guy said, you know, you had the chance to eat carrots, but you blew it. Jenny Craig is not coming now. She's not going to come to help you out. You know, another bunch of people I find a little bit tedious is foodies. You know, if you want to talk about Swiss chard for 45 minutes, you can do that. I'll be in the next room fucking something. I cannot possibly talk that much about a leafy green vegetable. It's a little strange. Or, you know, people carry around like packets of like artificial sweetener, like there's going to be like the apocalypse and they're going to need Sweet and Low, and a lot of it in their handbag. You know, if I carry around little packets of white powder, they need to do more than just sweeten my coffee. You know, I'm a child of the 80s. I can't be bothered with, you know, NutraSweet or anything. Honestly, I think, you know, one of the people also I find a little bit sad is people who collect things like nostalgia, ephemera. I have a word for that stuff. It's called crapware, basically. I have a friend whose entire house is full of Barbie stuff. She's got the camper, the car, the little shoes. I don't know how to tell this to her, but she's not going to get laid anytime soon unless it's by a Ken doll with a jetpack. There is no hope there. And I really shouldn't talk because I feel like I'm getting too old to commit a sex crime, like the window on that is just slowly just shutting. Maybe a sex misdemeanor, slap on the wrist. We saw that you were thinking about doing something. I was thinking about it. You know, I mean, I used to be cool. I used to be like, hey, you want a hit? And I'm like, hey, you want a prune? It's actually happened. People came over, I offered them prunes as opposed to something more interesting. You know, I used to be Chanel, now it's Dr. Scholl. You know, it's like, I recently entered a non-consensual relationship with my underwear. Every time I put it on, it's like, it's too tight, stop, you're hurting me. You know? I feel like, you know, being overweight is all in the packaging, you know, it's like, I say those aren't stretch marks, it's a tattoo of rice pudding. And that seems to hold people. They're not love handles, they're kink grips. Really. All right, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much.
Boitano, you guys. First time ever. She was talking about foodies. I'm from Portland, Oregon originally, which is like the